Hey everyone, Maury Curtis Dunbar here, back with Painted Studio. Yesterday you saw our skull sign, this big monster that we worked on, and today we're going to start two more. I went back to Michael's today, so let me go grab my iPad. I left it sitting over here. If you can see this place, I have rolls of foil, rolls of stuff for my Cricut Maker. It's everywhere. I'm just trying to shove some stuff out of the way so there's a little room to work in a little bit. Oh gosh. Sorry, I knocked some water over. That was my smoothest move. Okay, so a couple things. Been playing with my Cricut Maker, and the new knife blade has come in, and that's pretty, oh, there's a brush that needs to get soaked. So with your new Cricut Maker, and the new knife blade, you can cut thin wood. You can cut copper, and I think you can cut thin aluminum. Because the way the machine works, the needle punches down and does sort of a dot matrix kind of thing. So yesterday I got mine, I decided to test it out, and look at how cute that is. So I'm probably going to make a bunch of these and put them on the website. Now, for those of you interested in this sort of thing, this took over 2 hours for my Cricut to cut, because what happens is it goes in one level of deep. It takes several passes to go all the way through and get all the details. So what it does is it passes once, boom, 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 then goes in a little deeper, and again and again. It takes a long time to cut wood on your Cricut Maker. So don't think, you're gonna, oh gosh, I gotta go run out. Oh, let me just go make it on my Cricut Maker. I'll have it in 20 minutes and put it on the table. No, that's not what happens. What happens is literally last night when I was doing this, I put it on, and then I simply left the studio and let it go until it was done. When I came back this morning, it was all cut, great. But I wasn't gonna sit here and watch that thing cut for 2.5 hours. All right, so now that we've done our signs, once again, you've seen our big skulls that we did yesterday. And then after everybody came off, I got off, I did the other side too. So I did V-mask foils on the back, something a little more subtle, because not everybody wants it all. We have the subtle people, and then we have the wild colored people. So that's what I did. This one, same size. You can see it's long, but it's got a pumpkin carved at the top. So we're gonna make this our harvest sign. I've applied Set Coat Black to both sides and the edges, and then up here you can see we have Set Coat our foil adhesive already applied and drying, and then we have our coffin shaped one, which is kind of cool because it's raised here and then recessed. This one I painted with Set Coat Black on the front and the back, and then a Set Coat True Silver around the edges, and again, foil adhesive in the center. And I have plans, because I got to kind of keep it moving today. Unfortunately, I have a doctor's appointment. No big deal. It's just checking, standard checkup stuff happening. Hey, Lisa. Oh, I'm glad you think it's cool. Thank you. So I'm just going to foil these and show you what's going to go on them, and then tomorrow we will continue, but I have exactly 30 minutes to finish all of this and get out of here. So the foil that we are using today is a V-mask foil in, what is this? Muted gold. Now, V-mask often puts their foils on a slightly frosted film. So you never quite get the true read of the color on this side, so don't be surprised by that. This will show up much richer on here. Hello, Miss Woodall, our bride-to-be here. Ashley just recently got engaged, and her fiance is gorgeous, and our house is gorgeous, and her dog is amazing. So I love Ashley, and I'm so happy for her. Oh, it's feeling spooky. Yes, it is, Ashley. All right, so let me put this down here, aim down. So what I did is I applied my foil because I wasn't smart and put the camera down. Foil has a pretty side and a not pretty side. Not pretty side always goes to the adhesive. First thing you do is smooth it down with your hand. And with the nice thing is your hands are warm, so that warms up the foil, it warms up the adhesive, it makes everything much happier to release well. And then you give it a scrub vertically and horizontally with your brush. Because if you do scroll like this, you're apt to get little swirl scrubs in your release. So you want to first do this, and then do this, and this will give you the best release. And as you can see, I've got some white spots. That means the foil has already released. V-Mask is a super easy release foil. Look at how beautiful. Oh gosh. And then we're gonna use different foil on the body of this and put the letters for Harvest down there. But look how pretty that is. Aw, Ashley, thank you, honey. Oh, I'm so excited for Ashley's. She's been my student in several classes. She's funny as can be, cute as a bug, and yeah, she is one of the best painters I've seen in a long time. So, and she's down in New Orleans, so when I go down there with my husband, I get to visit her. Okay, so here's our coffin-shaped one. Now, this is gonna be a little hard because I cannot get the whole thing in the screen. That's just a function of the fact that this thing is huge. Okay, so I'm gonna put this down and we are going to use our silver cloud foil on the inside. This is gonna be awesome. Now, I'm gonna take out a big sheet, but I'm not going to be able to cover in just a single sheet. I know that. So this is actually a great way for you all to see what happens when you have big surfaces with seams. So I'm going to lay this in up here, and I'm going to get it down to the edges, and I'm going slowly to wherever this actually meets an edge. I'm pushing it down. I'm going to have a little tiny patch spot right there, so I'm not going to scrub all the way to that edge because I don't want any seams. But the rest of this is laying out really nicely. So I'm just, again, rubbing it with my hand, smoothing out the bubbles, warming it up. And that little crackle sound is my favorite thing because it means the foil is releasing, even just from pushing on it. Notice I am not going all the way down to this edge. I do not have this scrubbed down. I don't have it pressed down hard. And there's a very specific reason for it, even though I rolled the foil right there that I wanted to not roll. It's because if I brush this up right at this seam, I will have a sharp line. And I don't want that. That doesn't give a nice transition. So you're gonna come in with your scrub brush. You scrub the whole surface, both vertically and horizontally, avoiding the very edge there. You want a soft blur there, because that's what's going to give you the best release. Okay, all the way up here, going along the edges where I can. Sorry, I know you can't see me. I don't have any control over that unless I want to start moving everything all over the place. And I really kind of don't. So you're gonna have to wait until I get to where you can see me. Okay, let's peel this back. Let's angle the camera up here just a little. Let's see how we're releasing, or if I have to put it back down and scrub a little more. This is so good. Now you'll see why I put it on black, because black makes the perfect background for this. Look at that. Oh, that release is so good. So stinking good. All right, I'm gonna take my edge here and I'm gonna go right in there. And I've got a perfect blend there because there was no edge to be found. Did not create a harsh seam. Let's go back in here. And let's see if I need to do, I want to go whipping here just a little bit. That's it. Every once in a while you find spots where it's not bad, it's just a little thin. Okay, so now we're gonna come back down here to the other end. Take the old piece of foil, goes into the scrap bag that I send to all of you guys. All right, a little more foil. I could have probably gotten away with just one large piece, but it felt too big and unwieldy for me, so I worked with what was comfortable for me. And now you can see. So you see here, there's no sharp edge. Hi, Nikki. Oh, you love the pumpkin one? That pumpkin's so pretty. That, Ashley, that color is called Muted Gold. It's a very coppery gold color, so it's perfect for this time of year. All right, I've got my foil laid down in there. We're gonna come back and scrub vertically. Now, if you notice, I'm still a little careful coming up here because I don't want to over scrub and put funny scrub marks up into this foil. So I'm just being a little careful. I'm kind of just pushing this edge down with my fingers to feel where it is, and then coming back. Okay, let's peel. Oh, that's so good. That is so good. Yes. A little piece of stuff on me. There we go. Had a little piece of signage stuff that had floated to the floor, onto the surface here. Let's get a little bit in there. Okay, now if this isn't cool enough as it is, the way I've got it, we're going to apply foil adhesive all over the edges here, and then I'm going to put another dark Gothic pattern. Yes, your clients would love that. All right, we're setting that aside, and I'm going to show you what we're putting on because I do have to put the foil adhesive on the other ones, so I'm going to let you see where we're going with this. So on the coffin shape, I've got a bat that's sitting on the board that I have to finish weeding out, but it's gonna be, the bat's gonna be up here. Let me move this so I can actually sit straight in my chair. So on the coffin shape, above, I've got it, did a little silver RIP. There's going to be a bat here, and then in as Gothic a type as I could find, I've got, and this is gonna be very hard for you to read backwards, so I'm sorry for that. Very scrolly, rest in peace. And that's gonna go on the bottom of that. Now I will probably seal that up with an acrylic sealer before I put the lettering on. Sorry, gotta move the camera so that you're not seeing just like from here down. So I'm going to put another background on the back of this other sign, and unfortunately you cannot see the letters for this because I haven't weeded them, but this says harvest. So we're going to have a lot of fun with what we're going to do with these. I think what I'll do is I'll apply a little of our Artsyville foil adhesive while I'm doing this, and if you have any questions about application methods and stuff, I want to do this. And I mean, this is amazing. So I'm gonna put my foil adhesive here, seal, and then foil this first thing tomorrow morning, seal it up, and then put the letters on. These are all I'm at the Brookfield Farmers Market again this weekend. So I'm doing special, as we're heading into the spooky season, I'm doing special seasonal stuff for the farmers market, including Halloween decorations. So that's what we're doing with these. These are going to be on sale at my farmers market booth here in Brookfield, Illinois, if you're local. If you're not and they're not sold, they're going to be back on, they'll be back for sale on the website, I promise you. Dunkin' Donuts iced tea. Saves my life most days. Okay, so we're gonna flip this down. Now we're gonna apply Artsyville foil adhesive. As you saw, the foil released beautifully. So the next thing we're gonna do is then we're gonna put just on the frame Artsyville foil adhesive. And I'm sure you've all guessed by now that this is not the original container. I buy it by the gallon for the studio and pour it off into smaller jars to make it easier for me to work with. I am not one of those people who has a pour-off plate most of the time. I admire those who think that way, but it does not work for me. For me, what I need is just to dip out of the container. That's what works best for my way of working. But that's also why I have smaller jars. It keeps me from contaminating. So you can see I'm brushing it on and I'm smoothing out my brush strokes. Oh, you're not going to see that edge that I'm working on, are you? Put the camera down a little further. Okay. So the point is that I'm smoothing out these brush strokes so that the foil adhesive lays down better. If I just glop it on, there's no self-leveling properties in Artsyville foil adhesive. So you need to be able to brush and smooth and brush on this a little bit. Have some patience. You know, this stuff for me, this is very zen. I enjoy this. I find it relaxing, of course, except like for moments like right now when I'm under the time gun because I have to log off in a few minutes, but this is how it goes. This is going to be so cool looking when I'm done with it. I'm going to be interested to see which one of these sells first. And I will put foil adhesive on the back, and I'm going to cover the back in this foil as well. I like to finish my products front and back when I can. I think it's more professional looking. Doesn't look like I ordered it from China. It doesn't look like I didn't know how to finish a project, and it actually seals it up better if I do front and back, so that something like this, which might end up outside, the moisture won't come in through the back of the wood and end up warping it. I've sealed it all the way around. Let's come back here. And now you're missing what I'm doing. I'm up over here getting this edge. Okay. Here I am. I think you might be able to see me a little bit now. All right, here we go. So, now on this edge, inner edge here, I'm not painting the inside yet. I can paint this side, but I can't paint the outside because I can't get the outer red on this side, and I can't get the inner edge on this side because of the way it's facing me. So I just need to get this done and then flip the thing around so that I can get all the edges foiled, because yes, I want the edges foiled, the outer edges foiled as well. So, but when you're working with your foil adhesive, what I was saying before is brush and smooth, brush and smooth. Work those brush strokes until they are as smooth as you can humanly get them. You can roll foil adhesive, you can spray it if you have a sprayer that handles a heavy product. Foil adhesive can only be thinned up to 5% with water. Usually we recommend a light misting on the surface if you need to spread it a little better than it's spreading. But don't water it down. It's not like a Faux Effects product where you can just water it, you know, thin it down 20 to 30%, 10 to 20% with water and have it work great. You put too much water in the foil adhesive and it loses its quality stickiness that you need for good foil release. You can make it, it'll still be sticky, it just won't be sticky enough to give you a good release. Okay. And what you can't see on the on camera that I can see because of the way this is angled, on these sides, I can see where I dripped some foil adhesive over here, and that's fine because that just gives me a minute or two to come back and spread it out a little better. It won't hurt anything as long as I clean it up while it's still wet. And don't be sparing in your application of foil adhesive either. Be generous, because I don't mean like so it's dripping off, but just don't try to apply it so thin because it's not an inexpensive product. Because again, you'll have a bad result. You apply your foil adhesive too thin, and you know what happens? You get spotty areas of adhesion because you haven't put enough adhesive on there to make things stick. Okay. Just come back down with one final pass. I can manage to do it without knocking my own brush off the edge. There we go. Take this, now I'm picking it up this way and rotating it over my head like a server's tray so I can get to this side, these edges. All right, here we go. Brush, where did I throw my brush? There it is. Let's make sure I didn't get hair in things. So I'm gonna get the outside edge up here. And then I'm gonna first do this inside edge because I don't wanna be taking the chance of leaning against adhesive that's really, really wet. And of course I roll my sleeves up too. Okay, and I do go in here, clean up any rough edges with my finger, just because I want to be careful and don't want to put foil adhesive over the surface that I've already foiled. Why do that twice? And as always, I fully expect that I might have some touch-ups. Where did I get the coffin? At Michael's, yes. Okay, folks, here's the deal. All of the signs, the skulls, the pumpkin, the coffin that I'm working on right now, all came from Michael's. They are $24.95, but 30% off because, that's Michael's. They put one price out and it's actually cheaper. And they were stocked 2 days ago in my area. I went back and the pumpkin and the coffin were the last two in the store. So check online, order them if you must, have them sent to you, go to your local Michael's, grab what you can see right now because literally 2 days. I was lucky to get these. Fortunately, these were the 3 ones. They only had 3 different shapes and I wanted one of each. I didn't need more. I'll worry about more after this weekend if these sell out at the farmer's market. Because I don't need to make more until they sell. Okay, let's get the foil adhesive up here. Okay, once again, this foil adhesive needs to sit and dry for an hour. So I'm just gonna leave it here overnight. I am right at my time, so I'm gonna have to say goodbye to everybody, throw these in some water so that I have a chance of not ruining my brushes forever. Oh gosh, you guys are so wonderful to pop in here with me. Thank you for sticking around. Tomorrow we will put the lettering on, we will put the other foils on, we'll have it all done. It will be completed and alive. Unfortunately today I'm on a time crunch, otherwise I'd stay here and keep working on these with you all, but I got an appointment. No choice, I gotta go. All right, everybody, I'll talk to you later. Sprinkle the love a little, please, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.